What is going on, everyone? Commodore Laz here, bringing to you guys my live reaction of Eden Zero Manga Chapter 204. Now, the chapter is out over on Azuki. We are here today to sit down and read the latest installment of the Hero Mashima Greatness. Guys, last week, when we talk about our favorite chapters in Eden Zero, whether if it's the week-to-week experience, whether if you were binging the series and read that chapter as the most recent one of the binge, without question, 203 is one of the craziest chapters in the series. I know that some people felt it was obvious that the possibility that Ziggy might have been Shiki was there. And you go back to chapter 14, you go to even like the end of the Aoi War and the whole thing with Xiaomei and stuff, the paths and all that, the possibility that the second path might have been what led to some scenarios or whatever. The execution, I think, was just the thing that really hit home how great the moment was. So even if you predicted it, even if you felt that it was a possibility, the way Mashima handled it, that double spread still of Shiki as coming out the mask and everything was sensational, man. And then the whole 20,000 years later, which we do now, I think now is more or less a guarantee that Planet Eden is actually in the Aoi Cosmos, since that's basically where they had found Shiki. And 20,000 years have passed after, and he was bringing up the names, and then he went by Ziggy. I don't know if it's a cycle thing where he's going back in time or going back with every single dimension change and stuff to try and stop himself, or what. That's something I think we need to get from Shiki, of the Ziggy Shiki, I would say. Darth Vader, we need him to tell me that. But before that, I also want to say I really did like the moment too with Laguna and with Jin. Even if they may not view Holly in the same stature how Shiki does with everyone, we're friends, we're brothers, right? But I really do respect the fact that they have now a respect when it comes to Shiki. Whatever decisions the captain makes, we're going to respect it. But that's just how strong the bonds have now become, where even if you may have a disagreement, if you may not see it in the same light as Shiki does, their respect is too strong. So we love to see that. But I want to stay, hopefully, as focused as possible, and we need more of this Shiki content with Ziggy. So that's what I'm hoping Mashima does. I know we have to go back and see how things are going to go with Holly, and then see what's happening afterwards with LC, with Justice, and of course the whole thing with Aknoella. But y'all know what I want, man. So hopefully we get it. Here we go. Chapter 204, Eden Zero, over on the Azuki app. And we got ourselves some JRPG thing. I know Mashima has a game coming out soon, and the name is definitely going to escape me unless they have something here, which they don't. But you see, Pino, I think she's about to make this forward spaces or something, but then you see after Happy just completely knocked out. So what happened here? Pino uses an EMP attack, and Happy systems are shut down. Okay, so that's what happened. So basically, we got the weakness attack in, almost if you played Live Alive. By the way, I recommend that game. I'm almost finished it as well. Super good game when it comes to the JRPGs and everything. But it reminded me of that for whatever reason. Use the MP attack. If that was a weakness, then you got it there. So anyways, chapter 204.0. All right. And we stick here. We stick here. Ladies and gentlemen, we are sticking here. You're me from 20,000 years in the future. What are you talking about? To be precise, I am a Shiki from an alternate universe. You are the Shiki of Universe 3. Alternate universe. Oh, wait. Before you ask, the Shiki from Universe 1 was killed by Draken. So, of course, because we know this is our third leap and stuff. The first time was when Shiki was gone. Then Rebecca had used Cat Leaper and stuff to go into Universe 2. And then another one happened there. We're in Universe 3. But I'm pretty sure, what was the thing that they said afterwards? Because I remember it was 40-something was brought up in terms of how many times we had changed or world, whatever it was. Because I remember that was in the conversation before with the old boy with the guild, the masters, with the guild and stuff, that he had brought it up. Remember the explosion on planet Nero 66 years on planet. Remember the explosion. I was thinking ahead from Norma for whatever reason, the numbers and stuff. But remember the explosion on planet Nero 66 3 years ago. That is where it all began. So yeah, so this does confirm the fact that when we look at the avenues, right? The Shiki that is with us right now chose to get up out of there. The one that's right here with us as Ziggy was in fact the one that stayed behind and was trying to stop the bombs from going off. And very likely it was him and Rebecca that had to have survived. And then by the end of those 20,000 years, Rebecca had already passed on. So that's where it all began. You had the choice to run from or stop the explosion. And you see the intercom thing for Ziggy going down. What do you mean bombs? The bombs Shura and Nero were just talking about. 20,000 animator bombs. Antimatter bombs on this planet. Detonation in 20 minutes. We have to hurry and get out of here. Wait, can't we stop them? It would be impossible. The terminal is down. He used the independent all-link system network to activate them. And what's going to happen to the planet? I estimate it will be destroyed. But though there are lots of people on this planet, I know how you feel, Shiki, but there's nothing we can do. No, I'm gonna stop it. So this is the one that we saw. That was his decision that he decided to make. Shiki, we have to get out if we want to live. Oh, look at the look on his face. You are the Shiki who chose to get out. I am the Shiki who chose to stop the explosion. Oh man, he's like, no, I'll stop it. I used my gravity power to compress all 20,000 bombs in an attempt to destroy them. But then, something happened. Something we couldn't have foreseen. When my gravity was compressed as far as it would go, it resonated with Rebecca's power to jump through time. There's always been this thing that they did say, and I know this was brought up before in the previous comments and previous reactions and stuff, but someone said that there is some kind of connection in between Shiki's ether, like the ether gear itself, and then Rebecca's. What in the world could have happened here? It resonated with Rebecca's power to jump through time. It caused a space-time distortion. In that distortion, Rebecca, and the 20,000 antimatter bombs ignited an inexplicably large burst of power. Oh no! So, wait, but then why was it? So did Rebecca actively use? Like she used Cat Leaper in that moment, and that's what caused the distortion, or was it just something that was like uncontrollable? She had no control over that. Because yeah, if it does react like a chain reaction or something, especially when it comes to like compressing something, if something goes AWOL, it's gonna go off. Especially when we work with bombs. Every antimatter bomb went off had enough energy to jump forward. My God, yo! Is that how we're gonna do it? Is that how we're... Bruh, that is crazy. So this man had at least... I mean, the 20,000, that actually makes sense. That, even if it sounds kind of crazy, that kind of makes sense. So for every... It's almost like whenever Cat Leaper's being used, right? Because a year would go by and stuff. To try and stop every single one... At that point in time, they had to jump forward. So, 20,000 bombs, 20,000 years. It had enough energy to jump forward 1 year at a time because of the distortion itself. That is crazy. And Rebecca and I were thrown 20,000 years into the future. So, all those were able to survive when they jumped forward. But the impact all that had to come and get them afterwards, like when the whole thing happened. Bro, that is crazy. No, I didn't know what scenario Mashima wanted to go with it, but yo, I can take this one for sure. He's like, and you expect me to believe all that? I'm sure you don't. I didn't believe it myself. But I had no choice but to accept reality. The year 20,492, the planet Eden. So, my thing too is though, what led to the creation of Planet Eden? Because we know the series Eden Zero. What created Planet Eden itself? And this had to have been in the Kawi Cosmos too. Oh my God! Yo, no! Oh, don't tell. No, I mean, listen. I see the head that's there from our Ziggy Shiki. But this is no man. So after everything that happened, his body, he had to become a full automatic like android of the robots and stuff. Because even though we all assumed it, but at the same time, because of the hit, but then again, I don't know, because the body and stuff too could still be mecha, and then maybe the head was there intact afterwards. You know, through some of the means. So this is like the early procedures. I'm assuming right now is what happened. So basically, after all the things that went down, his whole mind and stuff got transported in there. So he's like, my body, I'm a bot now. So that's what happened. So the transfigure and stuff. Because even though we see the head that showed, like right now, of Ziggy Shiki, we always assume that it was a full-out robot. Like Ziggy was a full-out robot. But then again, if he is, then there's still... No, we don't. Let me read it, because I'm definitely confusing some stuff for sure. Please calm down, Ziggy. I'm not Ziggy. I'm Ziggy. And he's trying to say his name was something... What led to him for that to happen? Besides the fact of the bombs, why? But then again, it's like, oh, but he did see. See, this is the thing with Marshmallow right now, right? There's so many things that are happening that definitely makes sense, but you're trying to put everything together, and you're trying to do this for a first reaction, man. It's tough. It is definitely tough right now. But yeah, his mind has been so mangled that instead of remembering his own name or trying to say his name, the first thing that comes in his mind is Ziggy because of what happened. To calm down, he wasn't ready to be activated. Shut off his power. Where am I? Where is everybody? Where are my friends? And he seems slouching on afterwards in the corner of himself. Once we get some better parts, we can rebuild you even better. Just put up with that for now. I can't remember anything. Was I human? Yes, originally, but your body was severely damaged. We had to replace it with a mechanical one. See, I don't know why it just came out right in my mind right now, but Noah, that was the guild master and stuff. For whatever reason, his name wasn't coming to mind, but when he did like the robot was doing a little stunt and stuff, it reminded me a little bit of him. I don't know. He just did. He's like, yes, originally your body was severely damaged. We had to replace it with a mechanical one. I'm a robot. I feel like there was someone else. Unfortunately, the woman was too far gone. We couldn't revive her. Rebecca. It's Rebecca. It's Rebecca. I remember Rebecca. She's my friend. Where is she? Let me see her. As I just told you, the doc is trying to compose himself too, because I think he knows if he tries to say something right now, it's going to definitely rattle our Shiki. Well, previous Shiki. She won't care if I'm a robot. She says it doesn't matter if you're a human or machine. You can be friends with anyone. Where is she? Oh, very well. This way. And what does he see before him? You could have put some clothes on though, man. Like, this is supposed to be a really sad moment. You need to put some clothes on. Marshman is truly evil. He's sick in the head. Absolutely sick in the head. I know what you're trying to go for here, man, but you're sick in the head. And my voice rattled. God damn. She was in even worse shape when we found her. We thought we could at least repair her exterior. No, it's not true. No, it's not true. It's not true. It's not true. Don't get too close. She's a valuable research specimen. Even after death, she's emanating an unknown ether after death. Like men after death, we have ether after death in this series. Unbelievable. So, is this what's going to lead to him going back? But then here's the thing. Because we know it's her power is to go backwards. So when the distortion happened, instead of going back, it went forward. That is very easy to explain. But then how are you going to go back 20,000 years, though? What price would be paid for that? Even after death, she's emitting an unknown ether signal. What did you do, Rebecca? Don't worry. I'm coming to save you. No. Shut him down. Shut Ziggy down. 20,000 years in the future, the human race is extinct. It's a world of machines who all believe in Mother. A few decades passed. I almost forgot who I was. and I lived like all the other androids. Then, one day, oh my god, after all these years, you haven't changed. I can't remember who you are anymore. Oh man, the pain. Because I'm still my Shiki, even if. But I like to see you alive. I heard that you and I were friends in the distant past. They have to listen. The ones that are here right now are Shiki and Rebecca. They need to be together, like an actual. None of the Lucy, Natsu, like you're teasing it until the very end, and it doesn't happen. Like holding hands. I need it. We got the kiss on the cheek. We need holding hands, and then demon time can happen anytime and anywhere afterwards. It's hard to believe, but apparently I used to be human too. Of course, I have absolutely no memory of that now. Ziggy, we need to talk. So one of his henchmen come in, he's like, huh? And there's like a council of people over here after. So I guess it's like his people and stuff after, like because it's not the shining stars and stuff with them. Time traveling ether. As a result of decades of research on the woman's ether, we determined that she has the power to distort space-time and travel through time. This means there's hope. We try to come up with some kind of plan. Maybe now we can accomplish one. But wait, what are you talking about? Ziggy, you are a big part of all this. Oh my god, let me see Mother. She is still active. So even if humanity went extinct, and we don't know, she could be a Martian, she could be whatever. You know, she could be whatever she wants. But that thing is still out there, man. The cosmos have lost. Rattle. You want to show me a picture? And by the way, she's gone. Oh, man. The cosmos have lost Mother and are on the path to destruction. Eventually, the ether will run out. And the life functions of every android in the cosmos will cease. So, life itself, Mother literally is life itself. I mean, we kind of always assumed that was going to be the case and everything. But, again, because we know it for humans, we know it for the robots and stuff, that they can emulate ether itself. If that's going to be gone, then it's like, yeah, oh, man. So, in those 20,000 years that they were gone, too. And you can see there, like, from the arms and, like, the legs, like, the hips and stuff, you see, like, these, like, linings and stuff that are there, almost like it's, like basically what Rebecca was going through right now, with, like, the tubes and stuff that were attached to her. It's almost a similar thing to Mother. So, is Mother part android as well? Because that is fascinating. The design goes absolutely crazy, but still. We must restore the cosmos to what they are meant to be. A world where Mother exists and where humankind flourishes. Humankind. Yes. We think the extinction of humans led to the loss of Mother. Without Mother, the cosmos ether is diminishing. And now we androids too are nearing our end. I still don't quite understand what you're saying. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, that might be the majority of the fan base at some point. But Ziggy, have you heard of the power called the Eye of God? Yeah, no wait, was it the thing that Noah has, or is it something else completely? I'm rattled. It is the power to observe It is the power to observe alternate worlds, parallel universes, other worlds different from our own, different timelines. We call them universes. There appears to be an infinite number of them, and we have been observing them for more than 10,000 years. But humans go extinct 20,000 years ago, and the cosmos ethers dried up in nearly every one of them. All except 0.0. Okay, so then this is like literally our Doctor Strange. If there is one opportunity to defeat Thanos, this is the one, and we can't go into full detail unless they're going to tell us here, which will contradict it and stuff in some ways, but Universe 0, that is the world where all time converges. Even with our technology, we cannot observe. Okay, that helps it out too, because if they knew the possibility, then it's like, If you know the event going into it, then it's like there's a chance that like it could kind of like go in a different direction possibly. So, and thus we may say it is the only world with potential for a better outcome. There is a strong possibility that the events in Universe Zero affect those of all other universes. And that, Ziggy, is where you come in. You are to use the woman's ether to go to Universe Zero, 20,000 years in the past, and prevent the extinction of the human race. Yo, so our Shiki's still the GOAT. You know what? We'll tie it up with Universe 3 Shiki as well. This is a Shiki tax right here, man. Even if it this is Shiki dub. This is still a Shiki dub. Even though technically right now it's Ziggy, but it's a Shiki dub. It's like, wait, a mission like that, I couldn't. Only you can do this. You were a human that lived 20,000 years ago, and now you're an android. You have the heart of both kinds. But I have no memories of being human. Don't worry. If anyone can do it, you can. But how can I go 20,000 years into the past? We will build a ship. Oh my god. Yo, wait a sec, nah, bro. No flipping way. I'm gonna turn this page. If I see a double spin, I'm gonna lose it. How does he do it? How does he do it? How does he do it, Machima? How do you do it? I like to ask you that question. How do you do it? Seriously, how do you do it? Because I see the B cube and I got the Eden Zero on it because that is the last memento of that Rebecca. Ship to travel across space-time. The Eden Zero. A ship going from the planet Eden to point zero. Nah, this is elite. I thought last week's chapter was godly. No, this one right here is on a different level. And we don't need to retort a screamer or nothing. Just let the brain fry right now. This is crazy. So, this is how, in some ways, it ties things all together. But then it's like, but then I have to think to myself, Shiki has the power to destroy. So that's what he meant. That is what he meant when he said that Shiki has the power to destroy the universe. But then this also could mean this could be the end of the series soon. Because, I mean, we still have the stuff with Mother, and then we still have... But then it's like all the other Galactic... No, this could actually really be the final saga. Because this man did say 3 to 4 years, maybe tops, that we have leftover chapters, like 100 to 200 or something. Oh, my... Bro, I'm actually stunned right now. So, basically, when Ziggy, Universe 2 Shiki, when this man said, I have to stop Shiki because he has the power to destroy the universe, meaning that what happened in terms of him choosing the wrong choice at that time, right? That's what led to an issue. So, when the whole thing flipped, when Shiki did his whole thing, and he decided to run, and, of course, came at the cost of Witch and everything that happened, because he does not know what transpired in terms of like what's going to come next, because this is Universe Zero technically right now and where we are at in this very moment. For all this right now, this is literally as like it's great because we don't know what's going to happen now, because now that the first avenue was taken care of, right? We got into the time skip and stuff. Everyone's still around and everything, but all this stuff is going on in the Kaide War. Could this be what leads to the next phase? That could lead to whatever the next destruction may be. So, but then that is what I wonder now, right? Because of that switch up, now it's like, okay, you're gathering all the mothers and stuff in terms of Ziggy, and it's going to lead to some kind of connection after with Mother. What is it that he's going to try and do now that flips everything around? So, like, that still needs to be explained. But at the very least, though, this stuff here, now it all makes sense. Of how he was able to go back, ties in the whole thing with Eden Zero, and how they were going to go back into the past and everything. But this seems like it's a one-time thing. So it wasn't like it was like a cycle that kept going back into fix the mistakes. But that's how it went down. So, man. That is genuinely insane that like Basha wanted to go down this path. It's very much like you could feel the marvel that's in here, you know, in terms of like the thinking process and stuff for it. But my God. So if Shiki went with Plan B, which was try and stop the bombs, this is what his whole thing would have been for him. Like this would have been the path that he had to walk. And it's Universe 2 Shiki right now that's basically trying to help out. I would hope that's trying to help it out now. But then it's like because of the fact that this Universe 2 Shiki doesn't know what's going to end up happening after the fact because of something that was diverted. But it's basically, I think he's just trying to put any chips, any marbles, whatever he has right now in terms of the value. He's betting right now on the fact that he's trying to use mom or mother and stuff to, I guess, avert any causes, changes, whatever it may be. Like, if we're going to get that wish, then it's basically to reset all the universes that were destroyed, damaged, and stuff because of what transpired with Shiki's actions. Now I think it makes more sense of what Ziggy's actual wish is going to be and what they're going to want out of Mother. But in using the ether and stuff, maybe it's to try and hone it down into like one spot to where the location may be. Because even though Xiao Mei, we know, met them, lost the memories after of meeting them. And I would assume, just like how Xiao Mei goes from like place to place, it's the same thing possibly with Mother. Unless Mother is actually in one location, but how to find it, it's like literally trying to find the One Piece itself. So now I think in many cases it probably will make more sense what Ziggy is trying to do, why he's trying to go and find Mother, is that the wish is basically to reset the mistakes that had happened in the other universes. But now he doesn't know where this Shiki can be another foil to it, that he's going to make a mistake afterwards, and that's him trying to prevent that. So him saying basically, I'm going to take out this Shiki, is to prevent the situation that led to what happened originally to Universe 2 with the other choice that was made. I can't lie. That's a lot of thinking still to even go with it and try to break it down, and definitely different perspectives you guys may have in regards to it. But that is still pretty crazy that Mashima did it in that manner. And not only does it make sense, but it adds clarification and then asks us more questions of what is to come. But at the same time, too, because of these things being done now, it feels like we're closer to the end of the story rather than like this is just still the early phase of the time skip, the second half of the story, even though it is, but it could be a lot shorter than we think. But yeah, no, listen, 203 was already a 10 out of 10. This one right here might honestly have to get that rating too. Like, generally, a back-to-back masterclass from Hiro Mashima. But guys, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below regarding this week's chapter. How do we feel about the explanation from Mashima in terms of, how this whole thing began and stuff, like why things led the way they did, and the things that I did bring up in terms of, okay, this is what Shiki or our Ziggy from Universe 2, the whole thing, you know what I mean, right? So what Ziggy is trying to do right now is, like, I fully believe he's trying to use Mother to prevent those problems that occurred in the other universes now that he knows that he's going into a blank space. Like what he said to Elsie, I don't know what's about to happen next, and that his next plan is to try and get to Mother to make those changes. But again, let me know down in the comments your thoughts, how we're feeling about the chapter itself, if this cleared up things for you, if you still have more questions to ask in regards to it, and how do we feel about the way Mashima handled it. Let me know down in the comments below. Like the video if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new here if you want to be part of the weekly experience when it comes to my coverage of Eden Zero week in, week out. I can't stress enough, man. This really is the time. Like, Tuesdays are the time to sit down and read the greatness that Hiro Mashima brings us week in and week out. And I can't believe I'm even saying that. I mean, I was saying that before when I caught up, but even during the weekly experience right now, to actually say that this man has a plan, that he's doing things, that he knows what he wants, and for 204 chapters, he has not dropped the ball, not once, but elevated his play. He's getting more points per game, more assists, more rebounds, more steals, more blocks, all that stuff. And if you want to be a part of that experience, because right now this is the Mashima redemption saga for him, and he's just looked great. But again, if you want to be part of the weekly experience for this series when it comes to my coverage of it, subscribe if you haven't already. Click on the bell, Shandora, save the day with everything goes on the channel. With that being said, I'll catch you guys next week. 205. I would have to hope that we're gonna get what Ziggy's like. The thing I brought up with Mother. I hope that's probably what it is that he's going to bring up, or at least see what our Shiki's going to say from Universe 3 in terms of how he feels about all of this. But whatever awaits us, I just know that Mashima's going to be cooking for 205 chapters in a row, possibly. As he should. As he should. Commodore Les signing off. Thanks so much for watching. And as always, take care.
Going crazy, yeah, we going crazy. I'm with the team, yeah, we going